Hello folks. So as promised, this is the video to explain what went wrong at Mecum, why I think I probably was in one of the worst Mecum auctions ever. Whole series of mistakes that happened. And the sad part is you pay money to go into these auctions and you expect people to be professional and you expect the auctioneers to be looking out for your interest, not just the bidder's interest. Yes, they're there to make money, but they have a duty to everybody involved. And I think what happened here with selling the Matador, that broke apart. Plus the aspect of what the rules were, communicating the rules, just having an understanding of the auction and where we were in the auction. You're making decisions, but you can make bad decisions because you're basing it on wrong information. And then it doesn't get caught and your car is sold and you're out money. Before you see the analysis, I'm going to let you see about the last 45 seconds of the auction. It's about 2.5 minutes long, but you're going to see the 45 seconds real time, and then you'll see the whole thing broken down.
I appreciate it. You got to raise your bid to $6,000, Steve, to get it bought today. That's what we have to have. You get first shot at it, and you own it. $6,000. Hey, Clint, how about 5? You say yes? He's all right with that. He's 7. No, I had a bid on the floor. Internet, you got to be 7. And I'm going to say the reserve's off, right, sir? Okay, Internet, I got to give you a chance. Well, I did, but he didn't do it right away. Internet, you are out. Was Mecum Rule at $6,000, sold on the floor.
Mistake number 1, my car was filthy. Now the internet buyers, doesn't matter to them, they don't even see the car driving across the block, doesn't matter. But so I'm going to lose that on the people in the audience that are there. That car was filthy. They have cleaners that are cleaning all the cars in the staging area, and just as they were about to start my car, it turned 9 o'clock and they all rushed to the floor to clean cars as they went onto the block. So my car was filthy. The interior, the whole interior had dirt, grass, mud, and the whole point of my car is the interior. That was one of the key selling points, and here it is looking awful. So anybody that opens the door and looked in that car, you just saw a dirt. So first mistake on Mecum, they didn't do their responsibility of keeping my car clean. It was delivered to them clean and went across the block filthy. Moisture. Look at all the dirt. What's so wrong? Finally, they're cleaning the window on the car. I told the guy that no one had touched it. This is pretty pathetic. They got one guy, he cleaned half the windshield. This is so bad. The car's covered with...
My son,
Now looking at Steve, that's the guy right here looking at the cars. I didn't notice him until I watched the video, but he was clearly interested in the car. He was a big guy, fat guy, got out of his seat to get up and walk over and look it over. You can see he's getting catered to because drinks are being served to him or food. I think it looks like he's giving an order. But he's in the front row, so you have front row seats here. That means you're pretty darn important at Mecum.
Mitch's way. 11,000 Mitch.
Now offering lot D129, a 1975 AMC Cassini Matador. One of only 1,800 Cassini Matadors built for 1975. It's in highly original unrestored condition with the odometer reading only 36,000 miles. Comes with a 360 under the hood and an automatic transmission.
Thank you, Clint.
This is Jordan. Jordan just made a key mistake. He really screwed the audience up. He screwed me up. Nobody understood where we were. Even the auctioneer didn't understand where he was. What happened was Jordan yelled out, "Who?" for $5,000. There was no bid for $5,000. No one had made a bid in the audience at all. There's no activity going on. But he's trying to stir up excitement and get the first bid going. He started too high. So the auction continues now for a very long period of time with nobody placing a bid. And that's killer in terms of generating excitement.
It's your brother and 5 bid 6 gotta go 5 bid 6,000
Hey Jordan, bring your checkbook.
Heard my on-bat Mecum representative thinks this is funny and says, "I hope you have enough in your paycheck to pay for this car," because I could have said at that moment in time, take the reserve off. And that was a $5,000 bid that wasn't backed up by anybody other than Jordan having created it. So there's a problem going on. So now they've got to communicate to the auctioneer that this isn't going to work.
All done. And 5 bid 6,000. Sir, were you telling me 3,000? How about $2,000 bid? 2,000. 1,000 bid 2. 3.
Now, if you're in the audience and you just watched what happened, you don't even know what's going on. And I've had people contact me saying, "I don't understand. It went to 0. It was at 5,000. How did it go to 0, then 1,000, then 2, then 3? It made no sense." Well, nobody was bidding. There was nobody placing a bid. That was Mecum bidding on the car itself. So they brought the price back down to 0. That just made it.
3, 4, you're out. And 3 bid 4,000. 3, 4, 4, 5.
$6,000, no less. What if you had 5?
Now we got our next problem. This is a communication issue. This is another error. My rep is asking me, "What will it take? What will it take?" And I say, "Look, I don't think the bidder here, Steve, is going to up the bid, because he already had his chance when it was at 5,000 before. He already had his chance all this process now to go to 6, and he's not. So I'm thinking I'm going to be driving away with the car." And he said, "What would it take to get?" I said, 6. Well, that was not me taking the reserve off. That was just saying, "Hey, it'd be nice to get 6." Well, they turned to that buyer, Steve, and they said, you can hear the auctioneer, he just said it. He's like, "You bid on this car 6,000 and bring it up to 6. It's yours." And that's known as the Mecum Rule. But he didn't announce it as the Mecum Rule. He just kind of said it, and no one's paying attention. And now the guy is thinking and thinking and thinking.
Appreciate it. You guys raised the bid to 6,000 to see if you get a ball today. That's what we have to have. You get first shot. You get $6,000.
He's got it, but otherwise I wouldn't sell it to 5.
5,000. He's got 5,000 right there.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's easier to load that check than it is that car.
No,
It is. It's easier to load that
I
check.
can roll
than
it on the trailer pretty easy.
So the Mecum Rule shouldn't apply anymore. The guy didn't act quickly. He didn't act fast enough. The internet bid gets accepted. They turn to me and say, "Do you now want to take the reserve off? Because now I think it's at 6,000. The Mecum Rule doesn't apply. The reserve was never taken off." And I say, "Yes, because I believe there's an internet bid for $6,000. Now, there's a chance that there's going to be more internet bidding because I don't know if the communication issue was solved, if that was what the problem was, or maybe the guy in the audience still might want to buy the car for more. I say yes, take the reserve off. Now look at the guy, the description reader. Whoa, claps his hand. He even thinks the reserve has just been taken off and that it had been accepted for $6,000. And these are the guys running the show. They're supposed to know what's happening.
He's all right with that. He's 7. No, I had a bid on the floor. Internet, you got to be 7. And I'm going to say the reserve's off, right, sir? Okay, Internet, I got to give you a chance. Well, I did, but he didn't do it right away. Internet, you are out.
Not no more.
It was Mecum Rule at $6,000 sold over for it.
Yeah, exactly.
However,
Good job.
129.
So I don't know if there's communication problems, if there's internet problems or what, but there is nobody bidding from the internet. And this isn't crazy because I had it set up. People were telling me they were going to bid. I was expecting people to bid. I thought the car would get up to 10,000 possibly. Nobody bid. And we're waiting for this guy who doesn't acknowledge the Mecum Rule. He doesn't acknowledge, okay, 6,000. No one is yelling, whoa, hey, ooh, anything like that. No one is accepting that $6,000 offer, and an internet bid comes in. And this is just this is just killer. This is just really bad because this is where everything falls apart. I mean, this is complete lack of professionalism. It's complete lack of understanding the rules. At that moment in time, you just heard the auctioneer accept the bid. Cavalier attitude really burns me up here where they're laughing at the internet bidder or bidders. It's over. Their guy, their buddy they drink with after the show is over, got the car, and they think it's funny. And that's the thing that really pissed me off. Even my guy, who's the on-back guy, is like, oh, there you go, thanks a lot, see you later, bye, screw, gone. That was it. He did his job. He got my car away from me, got it for a cheap price, and they got it for their buddy.